Hello everybody, what is up? Today we are going to be doing a very early, literally about a week after the playoffs end, championship predictions for the 25-26 season. So, the lineup: Birmingham, Blackburn, Bristol City, Charlton, Coventry, Derby, Southampton, Hull, Ipswich, Leicester, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Norwich, Oxford, Portsmouth, Preston, QPR, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, Swansea, Watford, West Brom, Wrexham. And the categories are automatics, top two, straight up, playoffs, 3rd to 6th, one of them goes up, missing playoffs, 7 to 12. They're there, but they don't get in. Mid-table, just mid. Barely surviving, being in a battle all year, and relegation. You're down to League One. So, we're going to start from bottom to top. So, my last place team this year is, Watford. This might come as a little bit of a surprise, but losing Tom Cleverley, there's not really much of a way for the team to go at the moment. It's one of those where they could either get relegated or they could push for the top 6. Watford, I just don't know. I don't think they're going to be doing good at all. They might start off alright, but I reckon they'll finish bottom. Just below the next team, Charlton. Hardly anybody has Charlton to stay up. In fact, most people have Charlton to finish bottom. I don't think they'll do that. I don't really know much about the club, but as they are, coming up, they're going to have a decent budget. They're going to spend in all areas because, let's face it, they need to. They got in 4th place, like 80-something points. Yeah, I just don't see them staying up. Now, another big team in 22nd, going down. Another big team, Sheffield Wednesday. I think with the whole Danny Roll thing, like him leaving, the whole Chansiri problem, nobody wants to play for Wednesday. Do the players even want to play for Wednesday? Nobody there, realistically, is doing great. They stayed up last year 12th, mid-table. I just don't see it happening. They are going to be awful this year. They might get 48 points. It won't be enough. They just will not do it. I don't know what to say. Unless they fix Chansiri and keep Danny Roll, then maybe. But no, they're going down as well. Right, 21st, barely surviving. Oxford. Now, people have Oxford to go straight back down. Well, straight back? No. They came up in 23-24, survived with a few games to go. People just think they'll go down. I think if they lose Gary Rowett, they're in trouble. They've got a good manager for this league. The players, they're good. I think they will survive. I think they'll be safe for a while. A bit like Preston last season, where they were absolutely fine and then they just fall off a cliff, but still just survive, which is exactly what I think is going to happen. Now, 20th, another bold prediction. Norwich. The Canaries are going to be awful. If they lose Sainz, they lose Sargent, even if they get Liam Manning off of Bristol City, they lose those two, that's 30-something goals gone? And then you've got flipping defenders pushing 40 years old. They need severe investment everywhere. Delia Smith's got to get her purse out at this point to save Norwich. I'm going to say this, they might actually just go down. They might. Or, I mean, they'll get playoffs. Again, it's one of those where you just don't know. You just don't know with this league. Right, 19th. Stoke. Not really much to say about Stoke. Mark Robins is a good manager for this league, but their last 3 seasons were 16th, 17th, and most recently, 18th. So let's keep the trend up and say 19th. Next, 18th. North End. I think, Preston have been in a battle to try and just scrape top half. They've been mid-table, they've not been pushing playoffs at all. I don't mind the club. It's just, with Paul Heckingbottom, I just don't... He's experienced, I think. But it's just, with Preston, it's one of those where they've been doing okay and now they are just making that slip off. Right, 17th. The start of the mid-table lot. Hull. Now, the main problem with Hull, who's their manager going to be? I think Sellers has already left. So, I think they're doing, or they only just scraped survival last day, drawing against Pompey. But where can they go? They're going to need to spend a lot of money. All of these teams need to spend a lot of money. But they need severe investment, probably up top. And they need to improve their home form. My goodness, it's honking. It is absolutely awful. It was the worst in 24-25. So, next up, QPR. QPR are just a lower mid-table side. QPR is QPR. 15th. This is a bold one. Wrexham. They've not been doing good. Or no, they have been doing fantastic. 3 promotions in a row. They're not getting a 4th. They will survive. But Rob and Ryan are going to realise that you can't just buy your way from semi-pro to Prem. You can't just walk every league. I mean, unless they spend mega on getting some new players, Wrexham aren't going to make many waves this year. I know people will be saying, top 2! Top 2 again! They're going to get promoted for a 4th time in a row! No, they aren't. Right, 14th. Pompey. They're going to do a progression, and I think in enough time, they will get the playoffs. I reckon they'll get playoffs in the next 10 years. I think this is another step in the right direction. They're a bit more settled in now, this year. And John Mousinho, I don't know if he's moving this year, but he will be a good manager. Again. Gosh, I'm losing my lines. But Pompey will be fine. If they keep their home form up, they're safe. Whatever happens. If they improve their away form, they're pushing top 10 playoffs maybe. 13th. The Swans. They were in trouble at the start of the season. They got back to 11th. I think they'll be absolutely fine this year. I think Modric might put in a little bit of money, but I don't see them progressing much. 12th. Derby. Or in the missing playoffs category, but they're not going to be in that area. Derby. I think they're good defensively. And John Eustace is a fantastic manager for a team in the Championship. He led Blackburn, which was a bottom 5 team in 23-24, to 5th with 15 games to go before he left. And then they went on the downhill. And then he went into a Derby job when they were rock bottom of league and we've got them straight back up into safety. He will do well. He'll invest a bit up top, and they'll be fine. They will be absolutely fine. Next up, Middlesbrough. Ow, yeah, now, if they keep Michael Carrick, the team is brilliant. They do not need to make many moves, except get rid of Carrick. You could probably get anyone else in the Championship as the Borough manager, and they will probably be top 8. Carrick's not going to do it. He just will not do it. 10th, West Brom. Again, the Hawthorns, they are still hovering around them playoffs. But no, they just aren't going to do it. Like, they'll probably be in there for around half the season. But I reckon they'll have a poor start, they'll kick it up in the middle, and then have a slip off in the end. I just don't see it going well. Right, 9th, Bristol City. Have they reached a peak? Is 6th, the playoffs, their peak? I don't see them getting playoffs again. With the teams that have come up, it's not going to happen. If they lose Liam Manning, they're in trouble. But I think Ashton Gate will be booming as usual. I just don't know if they're going to make playoffs again. Because, looking at the teams left, they won't do it. The Robins will just miss out. I'm going to make a prediction. The Robins lose to Mark Robins with 10 games to go, and that's what costs them the Prem, or the playoffs. Which means that the playoffs will be close this year, and 8th place is Blackburn. Valérien Ismaël is going to do a brilliant job. Ownership is a bit... but I think Ismail's men, they could do it. They are a decent team. And Ismail's shown how good he can be. He had a bit of a hard time getting in, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row. But then he pulled it back. Got them into playoffs for the last day for about 2 minutes. Until... Yeah. Ismail is going to be heartbroken on the final day as well, along with Millwall. There. The Lions will keep on going. They will fight and fight and fight to the end like the dirty Millwall we know. They will keep trying. They'll be in the playoffs, in, out, shake it all about. And then they'll do a hokey-cokey and turn around out the door of the playoffs. I reckon they lose by 1 or 2 points. Now, the playoffs. 6th, Coventry. I reckon Lampard will do 1 over Alex Neil and just get them over. Again. I think Frank Lampard, with the players he's got, the money he's got, I don't see why he can't do a top 4, maybe automatic push. With the players they've got, like Haji Wright, he's not been great this year, but he kicked it back up. Rodoni was a brilliant signing last year. They have got a bit of a goalie problem, and I think people have started to understand how they can break Coventry. Just have a bunch of tall defenders to knock out every single header and catch them on the break. This is exactly what Sunderland did, and they progressed. And now they're in the Prem. I just hope every team doesn't do it all the time, because then if they carry on like it, they'll be in that area. But I think teams will still be playing the game against Coventry. And yeah, they'll get playoffs. I don't think they'll get to Wembley, because you'll see my third place prediction. But they'll be in it again. And in enough years, in enough playoffs, Coventry will be promoted. Right. 5th. Birmingham. Yep. 111 points in League One. About 30 million quid spent. A bunch of high wages. They will be in the playoffs. I reckon 5th place is reasonable. I don't entirely know how they're going to do. But hey, you don't get 111 points in League One for no reason. You are brilliant. I will be very, very shocked if they are not in the top 10. And I think everyone will be. They could go for top 2. They could do an Ipswich and go straight back up again. But I don't think they will. 4th place. Leicester. They've lost Van Nistelrooy, I think, and are hiring Russell Martin. They're losing some of their main players. Like Jamie Vardy's not having a party anymore. But they've not got Dewsbury Hall like they had last time. They've not got, flipping Iheanacho. And not being funny, I think it's down to their points deduction. If they get a 15-point deduction, there. If their reduction's 5, automatics. If their deduction's 5 points, then automatics. 15 or more. Well, if it's 15, they're 4th, which is what I think it will be. If it's 25... No, they won't go that low. But they'll be around here. I reckon they get 93 points on the board. 15 deducted will leave them on 78, which will be 4th. 25 leaves them on 68, which is probably going to be just outside the playoffs. They will be in the playoffs, and I reckon they are the ones to get promoted. But they will be in the final against the 3rd place team, Southampton. I think Will Still will walk this league like it's the easiest thing he's ever done. It will be that easy for him that I'm actually lost for words. The league is so bad, and even with 12 points on the board in the Prem, they're going to be fine. Coming down with the parachute payment, they are going to be fine. Right. 2nd place. Sheffield United. The first of the automatic promoted teams. I think Chris Wilder will get his men, get them together, and make them go absolutely ham in this league. I reckon they could get 97 points. They got 92 last year. They're bringing a few more people to help, Tyrese Campbell and them, man. But they will get promoted. Whether it's playoffs, automatics, I think they're destined to go back up. Right, the champions. Ipswich Town. Right, the Tractor Boys. With McKenna, I will be very surprised if he leaves. I think they'll keep most of their players. I don't know. I think Delap will go. I think that's a dead cert. I think a few others might go as well. But they might get like 40, 50 million quid for Delap. And that's a lot of money. In this league, spend it, you're going straight back up. I reckon Ipswich could get 102 points in this league. Right. That is the table for the 25-26 EFL Championship. Going up is Ipswich and Sheffield United. Also, Leicester through the playoffs. People losing in the playoffs. Southampton, Birmingham, Coventry. Missing the playoffs. Millwall, Blackburn, Bristol City, West Brom, Middlesbrough, Derby. Mid-table, Swansea, Portsmouth, Wrexham, QPR, Hull. Barely surviving, North End, Stoke, Norwich, Oxford. And relegated, Sheffield Wednesday, Charlton, Watford. That's it. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. I will probably do an official one whilst we actually get some, transfers. But until then, it's been me. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.